Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Native English Podcast, brought to you by Native English Stories. Think of this as your cozy little corner for learning real English through real conversations. I'm Sarah.
And I'm John. Hi, everyone. It feels great to be back in the studio again today.
By the way, John, how was your morning so far?
Actually, it was pretty good. I managed to wake up early and had some coffee. Really strong coffee.
Ha! I can definitely hear the energy in your voice already. The caffeine is clearly doing its job today.
Always. What about you, Sarah?
It was a quiet morning for me. No rush at all. I just spent some time thinking about how people actually learn and use English out in the real world.
That sounds like it's already connected to what we're diving into today.
It really is. Most people know plenty of English words. They study their vocabulary and memorize grammar, but then real life happens and suddenly the words just disappear.
Yes, that exact moment when you're out in the world, at a shop, at work, or just on the street, and everything you studied suddenly goes quiet in your head.
Exactly. You prepare everything at home, but the moment you step outside, silence.
I've seen that happen so many times. So today we're going to change that. Very gently.
I like gently. Before we get started, just one small thing. If you enjoy learning English this way, please subscribe and stay with us. We talk like real people here every single day.
And if this episode helps you out even just a little bit, that's already a huge win for us.
All right, let's get into it. Today, we're talking about those essential daily phrases.
The phrases you actually need, not textbook English, life English.
The kind you hear everywhere, at the grocery store, at a cafe, at work, or even just chatting with neighbors or strangers.
And honestly, these are the phrases people often forget to practice because they're so busy studying complicated grammar rules.
So let's start with the basics. Most people learn "How are you?" as their very first English question.
It's very polite and very common for sure.
But in daily life, people very often say, "How is it going?"
I hear that one all the time. It just sounds so much more friendly, relaxed, and natural.
So if someone asks me, "How's it going?" what should I say back?
You do not need a long answer. You can simply say, "It is going well, thanks." Or just, "Good, thanks."
Short is perfectly okay.
That already feels easier and more natural than preparing a long response.
Another phrase you hear a lot, especially among friends, is "What is up?"
You hear it in films, in street conversations, between friends, everywhere.
But it is informal, so probably not for your manager at work.
Probably not. For friends, though, it is great. And the answer can just be "not much" or "just working." Very casual.
I like that. No pressure. No need to give a full life update.
Exactly. Now, let us talk about politeness, because people sometimes think English politeness is only please and thank you.
But there is so much more.
One very powerful phrase is "excuse me."
Yes, you use it when you want to ask something or get someone's attention. "Excuse me, where is the nearest bus stop?" It sounds respectful.
It opens the conversation kindly. It signals that you're about to ask for something and you're being considerate about it.
Now, an honest question. What if I don't understand what someone said?
That is very normal, very human, but so many people feel too shy to say anything.
They shouldn't. The simplest option is just one word. "Sorry?"
With a question tone at the end. Just, "Sorry?"
And that alone tells the person you didn't catch what they said.
If you want to be a little more polite, you can say, "Could you repeat that, please?"
That sounds safe and considerate. And honestly, most people are very happy to repeat themselves.
Yes, nobody minds. I've noticed something interesting.
Tell me.
These phrases are actually easy, but people overthink them. They try to build complicated sentences when a simple one would work perfectly.
Exactly. English grows with use, not with stress, not with big, impressive sentences.
Small phrases used consistently every day. That's what builds real confidence.
Like habits. And habits are what change how confident you feel over time.
Okay, we talked about greetings and polite phrases, but real life doesn't stop there.
True. Most people feel okay saying hello and then suddenly panic when the conversation continues.
Especially outside the home. Shops, cafes, restaurants, these places make a lot of learners nervous.
I remember the first time I tried to order something in a new language, my brain just went completely blank.
That happens to almost everyone. So let's make it very simple. You walk into a cafe, you look at the menu, so many words and choices.
Overwhelming, especially if you're already nervous.
But you only need one sentence. Can I have a coffee, please?
That's honestly it. That's it. Polite, natural, clear.
And definitely not give me coffee.
No, that sounds a little aggressive. Can I have a coffee, please? Is so much better.
And what if I want something different?
Same structure. Can I have a green tea, please? Can I have a sandwich, please? Same sentence, just swap one word.
English loves patterns like this. Once you learn the structure, you can use it for almost anything.
Now, what about prices? Many learners find money and prices confusing.
Very common, but the phrase is beautifully simple.
You say, "How much is this?" Just that. Point at the thing if you need to and say, "How much is this?"
I like it, short and clear.
And if you want to buy it, you say, "I'll take it."
Oh, that sounds confident. It really does.
Because it's clear, and clarity creates confidence.
Now I want to pay. What do I say?
Another easy one. Can I have the bill, please?
Bill or check? I've heard both.
Both are fine in different places. Same meaning. Can I have the bill, please? Is very natural in most situations.
Wow, just a handful of sentences, and I can handle an entire cafe experience.
Yes, that's the beauty of it. Now, what about helping other people?
Yes, that feels important. English has some really kind phrases for offering help.
The simplest is, "Do you need help?"
Direct and warm.
Or slightly more polite, "Can I help you with that?"
That sounds genuinely warm and caring. People remember kindness. It leaves an impression.
And when someone helps you, you say, "Thank you," or "Thank you so much."
And the response is usually, "You're welcome," or "No problem."
No problem feels very friendly, very natural, modern English.
Now, sometimes I don't know what to say, but I want to show the other person I'm listening. I don't want to just sit there silently like a statue.
Ha! Use listening phrases, small sounds and words that show you're engaged.
Like, I see. Really? That's interesting. Wow.
I see means I understand, not literally about eyes. Exactly. And these small responses keep conversations alive. They encourage the other person to keep talking.
Silence can make people feel like you're not interested.
Exactly. And these little phrases fill that space in the most natural way.
I noticed something. English isn't really about big grammar, it's about small courage.
Wow, that's a beautiful way to put it.
One sentence opens the door. The second builds confidence. And then suddenly you're talking naturally without fear and without pressure.
That's exactly how it works. Now, let's talk about work situations, because those make a lot of learners particularly nervous.
Yes, work is tricky, but simple phrases make an enormous difference there too.
When a colleague asks for your opinion, you don't need to give a long speech.
You can say, "I agree with you," or "I'm not completely sure about that."
That sounds polite, but honest at the same time.
And adding, "I see your point, but," makes you sound very professional without sounding rude.
Much better than just saying you're wrong.
Yes, politeness and clarity really do work together beautifully.
Now, what if you want to suggest an idea?
Keep it simple. "I have an idea," or "Could we try this?"
That feels soft, but still confident, and people are much more willing to listen when you approach it that way.
So short, polite, clear. That's the real secret.
Now, social situations. Visiting a friend's home, going to a gathering, these can feel awkward too.
Absolutely. When you arrive, you can say, "Hi, thank you so much for inviting me."
Very warm, very natural.
And if you bring something, "This is for you." Simple, but it means a lot.
If you want to compliment their home, you can say, "You have a beautiful home. The food looks incredible. It smells amazing."
Simple words, but they create a really warm atmosphere.
Compliments are honestly magic in conversations. They open people up.
I feel like I'm becoming a conversation magician.
Ha! You are, and every small phrase adds to your toolkit.
What if I make a mistake or I miss what someone says?
No problem at all. You can say, "Sorry, could you repeat that, please?" Or, I didn't quite catch that. Could you say it again?
Polite and safe, even if I stumble a little.
Yes, mistakes don't stop a conversation. Trying keeps it going.
I notice a pattern forming. Small actions matter more than big, impressive speeches.
Exactly. One sentence at the cafe, one compliment at a friend's house, one polite phrase at work.
Step by step, habit by habit, and slowly English starts to feel natural rather than forced.
Now, let's imagine a real scenario together. You meet someone new at a social gathering.
Okay, you walk over with a smile. You say, "Hi, I'm John. What's your name?"
Simple, clean, friendly.
And if they say, "I'm Claire," you say, "Nice to meet you, Claire."
Then small talk begins naturally. You can ask, "Do you like the music tonight? How do you know the host?"
Or just, "It is a great evening, is it not?"
Even small questions start real conversations, and you are already showing interest and warmth.
English is not scary. It is just small choices made consistently.
Perfectly said. That is the mindset every learner needs to carry with them.
Okay, what if someone speaks very fast? That happens all the time.
Remember, "Sorry, could you repeat that, please?" Or, "I did not catch that. Can you say it again?"
Polite and safe, even if I stumble.
Yes, mistakes do not matter in the end. Trying is what matters. Every word you speak builds your confidence a little more.
Sometimes I need to say something quickly at the counter, at the office, in passing.
Here are some quick, powerful phrases to keep ready. "How much is this?" "I will take it." "Can I have a coffee, please?"
And at work, "I agree. I'm not sure. I see your point."
All short, all helpful, all polite and confident sounding.
Short sentences really help build that flow. They keep a natural conversation moving forward without feeling stuck.
Exactly, and every small step counts. Even learning just one tiny phrase today can make a genuine difference in how you sound.
Daily habits matter so much more than giving big, grand speeches. Maybe it's one new phrase in the morning, a quick compliment at lunch, or a polite exchange in the evening.
Step by step, habit by habit, small phrases lead to real results.
And don't forget, learning should actually be fun. Laugh at yourself, make mistakes, try out new words in different situations just to see how they feel.
Your confidence grows with every single attempt you make, even the messy ones. Honestly, especially the messy ones.
Let's try one more scenario. Imagine you meet someone new at a cafe.
You walk over with a smile and just say, "Hi, I'm Sarah. What's your name?"
And once they answer, you say, "Nice to meet you."
Then the small questions just flow naturally. "How do you like this place?" Or, "Do you come here often?" Or even just, "It's really nice here, isn't it?"
Even those simple questions create a smooth, flowing conversation.
And remember, listening is just as important as speaking. Saying things like, "I see," "Really," or "That's great," shows that you care and that you're actually paying attention.
I'm feeling motivated. I want to practice every single day now.
Perfect. Daily practice, simple phrases, and a bit of genuine curiosity. Those are the real keys to success.
Even just 5 minutes a day makes a meaningful difference over time.
Even just one sentence today counts, even if you're just saying it quietly to yourself at home.
Even if you make mistakes?
Especially then. Mistakes are just proof that you're learning. Laughter is part of the growth process. Even a moment of silence is fine. It gives you a second to think before you speak.
I get it now. English is a living practice, not just something you study from a dusty page.
Exactly. Step by step, tiny phrases today, smooth conversations tomorrow.
I'm going to try one new phrase every day.
And mix them up. "Thank you," "Excuse me," "I agree," or "Could you repeat that, please?"
Use them at home, in shops, at work, or with friends.
And your confidence will grow quietly and naturally.
I like that. Even small steps feel significant when you keep moving forward.
Every phrase you speak builds your English life, your confidence, your conversations, and your courage.
Friends, you heard it here today. Small phrases, consistent practice, and daily habits. That's how real English grows.
Start today, right now. Talk, laugh, make mistakes, and build that confidence one step at a time.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Please subscribe to the Native English Podcasts and share it with someone else who is working on their English too.
Also, check out the pinned comment. We've listed a few of our favorite daily phrases there for you to practice.
We're here every episode to help you speak naturally and feel confident.
Step by step, habit by habit, sentence by sentence. I'm Sarah.
And I'm John.
Your English journey continues right now. See you in the next episode.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.